All right, sixth graders, today you guys are going to be going over Fahrenheit and Celsius. So Fahrenheit is the temperature that we use here in the United States, but a lot of the rest of the world uses Celsius. So I'm going to go over a couple benchmark points. That's boiling point, normal body temperature, freezing point. And then I'm going to teach you and show you examples of how to change from Celsius to Fahrenheit and then from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So boiling point of water. We know that water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. This is equal to 100 degrees in Celsius. And then normal body temperature, if we took it on our thermometers, it would say about 98.6. Now here fluctuates a little bit. If you were to take it on Celsius, you would want it to be right around 37, very close to it. So we want to be very close to 98.6 or very close to 90 or 37 on that. So that Celsius freezing point of water, when water starts to freeze, when it's cold outside, we think of that as 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that is 0 degrees Celsius. Now, I wrote up here the formulas for it, but I'm going to set up some problems and I'm going to do an example of each one. I'm going to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, and then second, I will do Fahrenheit to Celsius. But the first part of your lesson, for example, number 1 says a bowl of ice cream. And it says 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius. Which one of those would make more sense? You're going to do which one makes more sense. Now be careful. Sometimes, even if the number is smaller, look at 37 degrees Celsius. If I had 54 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 degrees Celsius, and I asked which one's colder, this one would be colder because this is about 99 degrees Fahrenheit. So you have to make sure you look at Fahrenheit Celsius. Don't just write 32. You have to write 32 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius. The book's directions say circle it, but you're just going to write it down on your paper in that way. So those are actually your first 11 problems are like that. So I want you to write down whether it's Fahrenheit or Celsius to help. So now I'll set up those problems for you guys. Okay, so I put up the problems. What I actually did is I picked for number 21, it's a problem you do not have to do, but it asks, what was the temperature in Fahrenheit on day 1? That would be day 1 of Aaron's journal while climbing Mount McKinley in Alaska. And at the very end of it, it says the temperature is a warm 15 degrees Celsius. So I know 15 degrees Celsius. So I'm going from Celsius into Fahrenheit. So I'm going to use the formula where the Fahrenheit is by itself. So Fahrenheit equals 9 over 5 times Celsius. So I'm going to write the 15 up like that because I know I'm going to have to put it as 15 over 1. Well, that's in parentheses, and then I'm going to add 32. So now I'm going to do 9 over 5 times 15 over 1. I'm going to do that first because of the parentheses. Now I am going to do 5 and 15 can both be divided by 5. So I'm actually going to end up with 9 over 1 times 3 over 1, which is 3 over 1, which is equal to 3. So that's just the part of here. I'm going to show you another one where I don't figure that out. I'm going to take 15 times 9. So 15 times 9, 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 1 plus 3, 135. So I'm going to end up with 135 over 5, and I'm going to have to divide that. Sorry, it's not 3 over, I messed up. It's 9 times 3, which is 27. 27 divided by 1, which is 27. Hopefully you all caught that before I did. I was just going really quickly, trying to make this video short for you guys, so that's 27. So because I divided this 5 and 15, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 15 divided by 3 is 3, but I still have to do 9 times 3, so that's where I got the 27. Here, I did 9 times 15, I got 135. 5 times 1 is 5. Because I have 135 over 5, I now have to do 135 divided by 5. 5 can go into 13 2 times. 13 minus 10 is 3. And then I have 35 after I jump to 5. 5 can go into 35 7 times. Now my final answer is not 27. But you see, both ways I did it. If you simplify it here, or if you just wait to the end, both ways I got 27. But I still have this part of the formula. So I have to take 27 plus 32. When I do 7 plus 2, I get 9. 3 plus 2 is 5. That means my Fahrenheit degrees will be 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So 15 degrees in Celsius is the same thing as 59 degrees in Fahrenheit. So if you follow this formula, 9 over 5 times C plus 32, you will get your answer in Fahrenheit. And I showed you two different ways in there, even though I made a small mistake, but I caught it. You can either simplify or you can just multiply straight across and then wait to the end. Now from here, at the time I'm making this video, I just checked my phone and it is 72 degrees outside. So I'm going to use this formula. C equals 5 over 9 times, in parentheses, F minus 32. So I'm going to set it up. So 5 over 9 times, but the first thing I need to do is 72 minus 32, because I'm going to take the Fahrenheit temperature and put it in for F. So 72 minus 32, 2 minus 2 is 0, 7 minus 3 is 4. So I'm going to get 40. So I'm going to end up with 5 over 9 times 40. And that'll be 40 over 1 because I'm making it into an improper fraction so that I can multiply my fractions. So 5 times 4 is 20. Add a 0 is 200. 40 times 5 is 200. 9 over 1, or 9 times 1 is 9. So I'm going to do 200 divided by 9. Now, I believe when you do yours will come in pretty much exactly. But if they don't, I will let you go like this. Minus 0.2, it will continue. But if you just get one decimal, that will count. So for my answer for that one, it would be 22. The three of them that you have to do go in perfectly when I see it in your math book. So yours will go in perfectly. Mine did not. So I just picked up one. So you will just be doing 1 through 20 on this, using these two formulas, and these formulas are also at the top of your book, so you may use that if needed.